Well, hello and welcome to a new series on the channel for the game RimWorld. This is going to be a modded series. I will quickly review the mods that we have in this actual playthrough here. Let me just give you a quick description of RimWorld and what it's all about. So RimWorld is, as you can see on the screen here, it's a colony simulator. It's developed by a gentleman named Tynan Sylvester. He has done a fantastic job on this game. I have actually been very much enjoying this game since I want to say Alpha 12. So I got in a little bit later. As you can see in the upper corner here, we are on Alpha 17 right now. The game has been moving along really well. This game has a huge community of people that are developing different mods, adding different attributes to the game, and really kind of making it a very customizable game. So the majority of the mods that we have involved here are more just like quality of life, some different things that way for the actual mods. But this is a colony simulation game. It is driven by an intelligent AI storyteller. We'll get into those here shortly. The game is inspired. If you go out to just RimWorldGame.com, you can see a little bit of the back history. That is the main website for the game. There will be links in the description for if you want to get it directly from Tynan. If you want to get it through Steam, the actual mod list that we have here is available out on Steam. So you can actually go there and see the order at which the mods are. Just for quick reference, if you actually want to play through a very similar play style as what I'm going through here. This game is actually inspired by Dwarf Fortress, which is another fantastic game that is available on Steam, as well as the show Firefly from back in the day. So that really brought back some old memories for me. This game is all about, essentially in this, what we're going to play through here, you're going to crash land on a planet. You need to survive. You need to actually battle pirates that want to come in and invade and steal from you, and obviously, in all of reality, just take you out. There's going to be a whole variety of different climates, biomes. There's diplomacy. There's relationships between your colonists. Different attributes about the characters will also make a big difference in how the colony interacts with itself, as well as other people. You'll need to worry about medicine, you'll need to worry about trade, housing, heating and cooling so that people stay comfortable. So there's a lot to this game. There's a lot to its capabilities and what it has to offer. And with that being said, let's jump in here quickly to the mod list and we'll walk through kind of what they are right here. So here's a list of the mods. Core obviously is the core game. Hugslib is really just a lot of these kind of help with the other. There are a lot of shared libraries, things like that. So that's not really doing too much from an overall actual feature set. It actually helps a lot of these other mods run well. Same with Ject Tools. Both of these developers here have done a fantastic job. Ject Tools is one of those that if we wanted to go into some additional mods and things like that that are out on the actual workshop, this is required for a lot of them to work. That's why I threw it in here. I believe some of these other ones reference that Ject Tools helps them to run efficiently, so that's why it is in there. I'm not sure if it's truly 100% necessary, so if you go through the list and you see that's really not needed, you would be more than welcome to take it out if you didn't want to have it in there. Quality Builder, this is a really nice feature. You can actually set for example, like a bed or a stool or a chair or a table to be set to a certain quality, and the colonists will continually rebuild it until they get to that quality. A lot of that will depend on their ability to construct things. So some of it could just be training, where you have a chair set to superior quality, so you want it to be almost top of the line. So you can do that, and that'll just get them to train, and they'll just continually build it over and over and over and over again. So it can be one of those things you can use for training. Prepare carefully here. This mod we're not necessarily going to use today in this actual playthrough. I do have it on here in the event that something would happen to the save file, or it would get corrupted or something in that regard. This mod here will allow you to actually customize the characters to anything you really want. So in the event that like our save file crashes, things like that, I can go back through the videos and see the stats that the characters have. With that being said, then I can actually go through and say, okay, this character had a 10 on construction, and we'll get into their different traits, and here's what traits they have, and I can get it back to where it was, and we can just continue maybe a season 2 with the characters if something an event did happen. So we're not going to necessarily use it. This is more just precaution in the event that we do, if something happens. So Feed the Colonists allows you to make multiple meals at one time. It is a really nice feature. The vanilla version of the game without any mods will only let you create one type of meal at a time. So you have a simple meal, a fine meal, and a lavish meal. You can create one of those at any given time. Anybody knows you can cook in higher quantities. You can make 5 or 6 meals at a time. You can feed a number of people. So this mod allows you to do that. It allows you to cook 4 meals at a time as long as you have the resources, obviously. Hospitality is a really nice feature. It allows you to actually build an area for the guests and the visitors that come to your colony, and the more they like their stay, they can actually give you different things. They'll come back, and it increases their relationship with you as well. So as they visit, as they enjoy themselves, your relationship with them goes up. So that's really nice. Efficient light. This is probably one of the things that annoys me a little bit about the actual vanilla version of the game. The lights that you have take up 75 watts of power. It's a lot of power. If you're doing interstellar travel to multiple planets, I'm pretty sure you have more efficient lighting. So this just reduces it from 75 to 25. So it's not a complete reduction, but it takes it down 2/3, which is really nice. More trade ships just increases exactly as the name says. You're going to get more trade ships that come by once you have the ability to put down a comm center and the orbital trade beacons, and we'll get into that probably a couple episodes from now when we actually get the research done that way. But that's kind of what those do here. If you go out to the link in the description here for this mod list, you can read in extreme detail about each one of these and kind of get your opinion about what you want to use, what you don't want to use in the game. These are just the ones. I want to do something that wasn't a crazy change to the overall game for this first series. If there is a series you guys want me to do that would be extremely more modified, I think there's things out there for zombies, or there's medieval times, or there's a variety of different mods that are there. I'd be more than happy to take a look at those, and we could potentially get something going there as well. So with that being said, we are going to jump into this game here and let's get things moving. So we're going to do a new colony. The one we're going to do here, I've actually done a couple different ones. These 3 here, these scenarios, are the standard ones that come in. So crash landed, you're going to start with 3 people. You're going to crash. You'll have a series of supplies with you. There'll be some other stuff that's scattered across the map. Lost tribe, this is basically you get 5 people to start with, but you're a tribe, so you're behind in technology and how you research it. So as you see, you'll start poor and you research really slowly. It's a fun scenario to go through if you really want something that's a bit more challenging. Being a tribe has that for you right there. The rich explorer is really one guy. You start with turrets. He's wealthy as can be. As you can see, 2,000 silver, 30 gold. Really good medicine and things like that. It's another fun series to go through. But actually what we're going to do here is we're going to do a scenario here that I called the minimalists. So basically there's going to be 3 of you. You're in your crypto sleep pods. You are going to, let's see, you hear a siren sound. We're going to jump into an escape pod, and we're going to realize that we didn't make it to the planet we were planning on going to. So we're going to hope that this place gives us a chance to start over, start fresh, and really build a world up the way that we really want it to, our area that we're going to be in, to the way we want to. So really pretty simple, and we're really going to start with nothing but ship chunks that fall out of the sky. There'll be 3 of them across the map. Our players start with a 25% chance of having crypto sleep sickness, which means they'll throw up and they're not going to feel good. It'll slow them down a little bit. So that's just because we got startled out of crypto sleep in there. But other than that, we're not going to have anything else with us whatsoever. So with that being said, let's get this party started. Okay, here we go. The AI storytellers. There are 3 storytellers right now. There are some other mods that'll add additional storytellers, so definitely check those out if that is something you're interested in. So really quick, Cassandra Classic is a very steady increase in its difficulty as you go through. There's a series of different levels of complexity for that AI storyteller. So peaceful, this would be super relaxed. There's nothing that's going to come at you. All major threatening events are disabled. If you just wanted to build something and not have anything happen, that is the one to do. It literally nothing happens. It's super chillax. That's why it's called peaceful. We're going to be playing on rough, but we're actually going to be playing with, let's see, we're going to do So anyway, Phoebe Chillax is a little more, it's a little more potentially aggressive than the Cassandra Classic. She's going to give you more time in between to help rebuild your colony. But if you increase to intense or extreme and things like that, she will punch hard. So it will be one of those crazy ones for you as well. And then you have Randy Random. He does not follow any rules. He will generate 3 things back to back. He might do 1 thing back to back and then wait a year before you have something else. So it is very, very literally random. I've never seen 2 playthroughs that really go the same in how he generates his events. But we are actually going to play on Phoebe Chillax, and we're going to play on Rough. So Rough is something, I mean, the threats are going to be quite dangerous. I have played this game obviously since Alpha 12. I won't say that I'm fantastic at it. There are some things that I know I'm not great at, but hopefully you guys can bear with me as we go through those, and you will see the kind of some of the wonderful fun challenges that we have with this. So here we go. So we're going to pick Phoebe Chillax on Rough. Let's see, we're going to randomize this seed. Let's go, 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 go. Bam. Daiachi. Sure, I probably pronounced that wrong. We are going to generate the entire planet. I'm going to bring the temperature down just a tiny bit. So 1 click under there. So if you increase this really high, it'll rain all the time. It also changes the biomes that are available on the planet as well. As well as if you make it really, really hot, it's going to be a lot of deserts, a lot of arid shrublands. So there's a lot of different things that way that you can really customize what you want your planet to look like. So at 100%, it's going to take a little bit for the planet to actually generate. So just for the sake of the video there, because I will probably cut out the planet generation and the actual editing and things that way. So one of the things with that is it took roughly for the entire planet on, granted my machine here, it took about 40 seconds for it to generate. So it's not an incredible time to really generate this entire planet. So it's not something, I mean, if you really need to be super worried about, but as you can see, there's a lot, actually, wow, there's a lot of landmass to this. This is an interesting looking planet. Ooh, looks like we got a nice ocean here. So, very cool. Okay, so let's go about, let's see, there's a bunch of pirates there. Let's look at, okay, Temperate Forest. I like the Temperate Forest. This is a fun one to kind of start in, at least for this episode here. Not this episode, but for this this playthrough. So let's see. We got a bunch of roads and stuff here. Let's see what this is. This is the Macam of the Crag. So these are the different factions that'll be nearby. This number here determines how much they like us. Once they hit, I want to say a -60, they become hostile, I believe, is where that actually comes in. Pirate bands, typically, it doesn't matter how much you do, they really do not ever get happy with you. It takes a lot to get them to truly go down. So if you did actually manage to get on their good graces, there's a lot of other things you'll see later that we can explain that'll happen if you have everybody that likes you. So this would be an interesting one here. It looks like everyone is pretty much happy with each other, which is really surprising. So this could be pretty interesting. Might be a really good trading trading series. So we'll have to work on art and different things to kind of stock up. There's different drugs we can produce and sell off and things that way. So okay, so that's the factions there. Temperate Force. So here's the planet. That's our planet. And then terrain. So we have the months in here are really funny as well. So April, May, September. There's you'll see a couple different ones, but we'll go through those later as you see them. They're just kind of funny. They grouped them together and did some interesting things that way. So let's go. Ooh, how about this right here? I don't really want to be in the tropical rainforest. So if we go back here real quick, they give a nice description in here: a thick, moist jungle. There is constant disease. One of those things with what we're starting with it being very minimalistic. Medicine can be hard to come by, so it becomes a very, very challenging series here. So I really don't want to do that. Small hills. I don't want mountainous. I really want large hills. I don't want there to be a ton Ah, perfect. There we go. Temper Forest, we're by. This is a river. Yep, there's a river. This is a dirt path. So right here, we'll have some good travel capabilities here. There's nothing super close to us as well, so raids will take a little bit more to get there, but I don't think truly the distance means a whole lot overall. But if you're going to go get something, like if you want to go trade with a nearby place, that will affect how long things take to get there. So we'll do a couple quick settings here. I think we're going to stick with this one here. Large hills, there's marble and limestone. Our travel times are fine, temperatures are good, we can grow year round. So again, for most people who have actually watched other playthroughs here, I'm not picking anything that's ultra difficult to deal with. It's not like we have to immediately build indoor growing zones and making sure that we can actually grow things that way, because it will be year-round growing. So here we go. That's the random site. So we already have this set to, I'm doing a large 325 by 325. As you get into ludicrous, the only difficult part about that is if something lands across the map that's really valuable, your guy has to walk all the way across, which can take like a day. So then they get really upset and it becomes a pain. So I've had the most fun at a large 325 by 325. Here we go. We're going to get into the actual character selections. There's a couple main things that I do look for initially with this first set of our colonists that we're going to start with. I will look for, I want them to be, for the most part, to be incapable of nothing. So when it says none here, that's perfect. There's times where if they're like incapable of intellectual, which is your research, and everyone else has the ability, I'm okay with that. As long as you have a decent covering. You're going to want someone who's good at shooting. You're going to want someone who's good with medicine, construction, mining, and growing. Those are the main ones that I've tried to play with that really have the best outcome overall for the playthrough here. The health here, and really the health, you really don't want them to have any major issues. That can be a constant nuisance, which will keep them kind of really kicked down and out. And the traits here, so each one of these, as you go through, there's a ton of traits. So you can actually see, like this one here, they're psychically sensitive, so they're going to have a higher likelihood of being affected by anything that happens psychic through the game. So you'll see those events happen. Teetotaler, they avoid alcohol and pleasurable drugs at all costs. They can't stand them. They will also fight with other people that do enjoy them. So, but right now I'm kind of want to see if we can get rid of this right ear stab scar. It does put them, their hearing efficiency is at 50% and their pain is at plus 5%, so they will constantly be bothered by that. So you just hit randomize here. Prepare carefully, that's one of those mods here. You could click on this and that would bring you into the ability to edit them incredibly. Okay, here's our little story here. The three of you wake up in your crypto sleep pods to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. You realize you've not made it to your destination to start over. Hopefully this place gives us a chance to start over. Here we go. And we landed. Okay. So we're going to pause here real quick. I'm going to do a quick lay of the land. So let's take a quick trip around this map. See what we have. We got some animals up here, 2 geothermals. Got some buildings that were left by previous people. A nice patch of rich soil here. Let's see, we've got silver ore there. There's a ship chunk over here. Ooh, that's a really nice patch there of rich soil. This is, as you see when we get over here, this might be where we start right here. Kind of just tuck up in this corner here. You're going to see something trigger called an ancient danger, most likely. There's a surprise in here. So this can either be other sleep pods that are being stored in here. There could be enemies in here. There could be a faction of guys that just want to take you out. So this will be something we'll tackle later in the game as we get ourselves a little more established. But yeah, I think we are looking pretty good where we landed. This might potentially be another one over here we can deal with at some point in time as things get going. So here we go. With that being said, we've got, yes, a great patch of rich soil here. So the rich soil actually allows your fertilization's a lot higher. so things will grow better. So right here, fertilization is 100%, rich soil is 140. So that's a great thing there to have very early in the game as well. So it looks like we have a little bit of compacted steel here, which is great. We have some down here, some right here as well, which is a great chunk we can deal with. Anything else that's close by? We've got some steel there, some components there. Oh, and for later in the game, we have geothermal right there. Let's see where else we have. Oh, there's another geothermal there. Okay, so not anything that's too crazy close. Oh, there's a really nice patch there as well for the rich soil, so that'd be a pain to defend because as people come in right here, super close to the base. This would at least give them a little bit of time. The most we have to defend from is over here. So you know what? I think we're going to roll with this section here. So let's get some things going here. Let's take a look at priorities. Yep. So we're going to turn this on manual priorities. This is how we can actually set how quickly people want to do things. So you're going to be a primary doctor. You are only going to do it if you absolutely have to. Life-threatening illnesses, they will go and lay down immediately. For non-life-threatening, I usually like them to get over there as quick as we can. So that's what will be a 2. So they'll do other number 1 priorities first as we go through here. So let's see. So Kyle, we really wanted you to take care of handling of animals, which we'll move to a 2. You are going to be the primary hunter. Let's see. You will also help hunt. What do we have for cooking? 4 is the best cook. Make you a primary on that. Ooh, but mining. Yes, please. So 4 and a 4. So you both are equally not as good at it. So we will do a 4 for Kyle because he's not good at constructing at all. Primary there. Everyone's going to pretty much start with being construction because we're going to have to build a whole lot. So let's see. Hauling will also be a 1. Cleaning will be a 2. I will need crafters. So mining and then crafting. Crafting is going to give us like some of our initial weapons and things like that. We're going to do a bow. Flick will be any switches that we have. That way as we do lights and as we do things later in the game, you really want to make sure that they do that as quick as possible. So Warden, so you're going to be our primary negotiator. That's great. You will also be our primary researcher once we get to it. Mining, you have no idea about it. You slightly know about it. So we'll make you a 3 to help with mining. So as the characters are doing things, they will literally walk down this thing from left to right. So they'll first start with firefighting if there's none of that to do, and they don't have any life-threatening illnesses. If they need to doctor somebody, they'll do that. Then they'll go to flick. Then they'll go to cooking, hunting, and then they'll haul. Now if there's none of those number 1s to do, they come back to the beginning, that they don't need bed rest. If there's any animals to take care of, and so on and so forth. Then they'll clean, then they're going to grow, then they'll mine, and then they'll construct at the very last thing. So that's kind of how this whole priority works here. You can sort each of these if you click on the actual name. It would bring the person with the best skill to the top. So it's a nice way to filter those that way. Everyone needs to be put on plant cutting as a 2 in the beginning so we can get trees cut down and things like that. Research is fine. So I think we're good there. Okay, and let's walk through our characters here real quick. So we have Julio Everett. I probably pronounced that wrong. Someone will probably correct me in the comments, which is perfectly fine. As you can see here, their childhood is a wreckage explorer and they're a recruiter. That's why their social is a little higher and they're good with animals. This will be one of our melee people. They don't do any medicine. As you can see, their skill set is pretty average across the board. Not too bad. Then we have Beryl. Beryl is great at mining, great at crafting, great at shooting. So we will probably have Beryl do some initial weapons development for us. We'll get her working on like a bow and some clubs and things like that once we get some trees cut down. Cooking and construction will also be some nice benefit there. And then last but not least, Kyle. Great at shooting, great at melee. Let's see, great with animals as well as medicine, so definitely our doctor here, and good at shooting, so be our primary hunter. So here we go, we'll get our place set up. We're going to start over here. So let's put a couple stockpiles. Let's do something like this. Go close to the wall. And then we will do a dumping stockpile right there. And then we're going to build out the roof from here to there. So you can go out, I want to say roughly 8 blocks from any given wall for a roof to actually stay stable. If not, you have to put up supports because the roof will collapse, and a collapse can kill your colonists. So something to be aware of. So we'll do that. Let's throw an order out here to chop some wood, get some trees cut down. Let's clear out these couple things on the rich soil. So we'll let them get moving on that. So yep, our hunter's lacking a ranged weapon and we need colonist beds. So as soon as we can, we will get that going. As you can see there, Julio actually threw up from the crypto sleep. Let's do this. What are we going to do? We're going to put a quick structure up for them to sleep in. This will just be initially okay. We will do that. Okay, so they're going to start cutting that down. Whoever's going to be the constructor will start to build. This barrel, that's fine. The other thing we are going to need to do is let's look on this map for some berries, because we're going to need something to eat here very, very quickly. So I'm looking at these bushes here. These are just regular bushes. There's some of these that'll have little red specks, so as soon as I find one, I will show you what they look like so we can get some food coming in here. There we go. So there's some right here. Some berry bushes. Raspberries. So we will harvest this. Harvest and harvest. This right here is heal root. This is medicine. So these are, it's herbal medicine. So there's that. Let's see if we can find some more to harvest for berries, because we're going to need some food. Normally there's some on the rich soil. Ooh, none. Oh, they're growing. They're just not there yet. Okay, so we will have some that'll come in here shortly. Ooh, let's get some medicine queued up. There's at least one. About this one? 98, we'll harvest that one too, that's fine. Let's see if we've got anything else. Ooh, there's some down here. Okay, you know what? As we send someone over here to do this, we're gonna see the... Ooh, what's back here? Raspberry bush. And we're not gonna do that one yet, cancel that. Okay. We will start with that. Let's let them do that. Get things moving. Darn, I was really hoping there'd be some stuff that was closer. Okay. Well, that is what it is. We will get a growing zone going as quick as we can. I'll pause here real quick. So there's a variety of things you can do. There are mods that you can make this list ginormous. You can do everything from like pineapples to watermelons, things like that. So this is actually just this is the vanilla. There's nothing extra added here. So we're going to start with rice, because rice only takes 3 days. And on the fertile soil, it should take less time. And we will do another growing zone right next to it of potatoes. We'll let that be. Okay, so we'll start with those two. Looks like they have the building up here. We'll put some furniture in, so they've got a place to sleep. So what I'm pressing now is Q and E will rotate different directions. Okay, now the green arrow, this is part of the mod. This is the quality build. So I can select all of these, go down here to quality build and say I want at least awful's the worst, legendary is the best. So right now I really want just pretty much, oh actually you know what, let's check this out real quick. Who's our best constructor? So 4, 0, and 3. So you know what? I don't want to hurt him too much right now. Let's set this to poor quality. We should be able to get a poor quality out of them without any issue. And we're going to put a crafting spot here. We got to get some weapons so that we can go hunting. So let's go add a bill here. As you can see, you can actually make joints, tribal wear, shivs, clubs, and short bows. So we're going to start with 2 short bows, and we will do 2 clubs. They're going to make them out of wood since that's the material that we have over here. That's 88. I always like to see the medicine, how they're growing. Okay, we're doing good there. Okay, so medicine, if we use this over here, the heal root, you can grow it. You just have to have a growing skill of 8. So right now I think our best growing skill is a 5, I believe. Growing is a 4, 2, and 1. So no, 4. I thought it was a 5. So it'll be a little bit before we can actually grow our own medicine, so we will have to go look out on the map for it whenever we can to get some of that. But here we go. Let's get this rolling. Excellent. That's at least poor quality. That's poor quality. Oh, what did we get? That was nice. Normal, normal, poor. Wow. That's awesome. I didn't expect to get 2 normal beds out of that. We are actually going to deconstruct it. I'm going to set it to normal. I want all 3 of them to have a normal bed. As soon as it's done... Oh, there we go. New lovers. Oh boy. Kyle and Beryl, you guys are starting out early. Well, with that being said, we need a double bed as opposed to 3 single beds. So let's go get furniture. Let's do a double bed. Let's just click on it. Let's go here. I'm gonna say poor. Okay. Wow. Kyle and Beryl, congratulations already. See, oh, construction failed. So that's another fun one. If they mess it up, they'll lose a little bit of the resources and they have to go rebuild it again. So we got an awful bed there. Yep, there's the ancient danger. So this right here is an ancient danger because our guy walked by it. It warns us about it. So as you can see here, it says, as Kyle draws near to the ancient wall, a sense of foreboding overcomes him. He isn't sure why, but he feels that this dusty structure may contain great danger. And they usually do. It's usually something that this early in the game you could never take on, but we will... Okay, they're still trying. Oh boy. Oh, what do we got here? 72, 79, 82. That raspberry bush is really hurt. That's kind of surprising. Okay, yep, they desperately need food. We do have some medicine, which is good. Oh, good. We have our bed and everything. Nice. So that was Beryl and Kyle, right? Let's double check, make sure. Social. Yep, they are in love. So what it'll say here over in the needs, right now they want to sleep together. So what we'll do is we will assign Beryl and Kyle to that bed. Now this one so now Julio will go over in one of these 2 beds. Beryl and Kyle will be there. As we get separate rooms for everybody, that'll really make things a whole lot easier as well for the characters. So it actually might happen sooner rather than later since they fell in love early. So we can work with that as well. So let's do another order here real quick. Chop wood. We're going to grab some more wood there. Okay, we are going to need a campfire. Actually, let's see. A shoddy short bow. Kyle, I think you were my guy. Yep, you were the good one. So let's let you bring that over here. Pause and equip that. Cool. Okay. So with that being said, now we're gonna get that taken down. Let's go grab a campfire so we can start cooking some meals. There's that. We will put some storage for meals. Meals will really just drop right here for now, which is fine. So we'll cut that down. So okay, well with that being said, welcome to the very first episode of this modded series of RimWorld. Wow, started out pretty good. It's got our first bedroom up. Kyle and Beryl already fell in love. So things are moving well. We got different places over here set up to grow different crops. We got to get that stuff planted up here, so we'll make sure that the priorities there are all set so they actually start to actually grow things. So that way we get food coming in. We can definitely feed our colonists at that point. But yeah, with that being said, thank you guys very much for watching. If you like the video, please hit that like button. It helps me with the analytics and understanding what content you guys like to watch. If you have watched other content on this channel and you've enjoyed it, I would be honored and absolutely privileged if you did subscribe to the channel. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode. Have a good one.